911 dispatchers, what is your spooky story? In the mid-2000s, fresh out of college with a useless degree and a mountain of debt, I landed a job as a 911 dispatcher in a quiet Wyoming county. A college buddy had talked it up, rewarding, stressful, different. I figured, why not? The team was great, all warm and supportive, except for one guy, Harold, the oldest operator, with 20 years on the job. He was a ghost himself, quiet, eyes heavy with a sadness that clung like damp fog. He kept to himself, always professional, but you could feel the weight he carried. 2 years in, I'd handled thousands of calls, heart attacks, bar fights, lost hikers. Then came the call that broke me. An old man, voice creaky and urgent, reported a noise complaint, shouting, screams, a domestic disturbance at a house on Elm Street. I sent officers out, but they found nothing. The couple at the address, Lisa and Tom, were polite, confused. No signs of trouble, no priors, no drugs. Just a nice, middle-aged pair. The call was anonymous, so we logged it as a false alarm. But it kept happening. Every Wednesday, 2:30 a.m. On the dot, the same old man called, same address, same story, yelling, crying, domestic chaos. Officers checked each time, nothing. By the third call, they knocked on neighbors' doors, hunting for the anonymous caller. No one fessed up. Lisa always answered with a kind smile, Tom with a shrug. We started suspecting a prankster, someone with a grudge. Weeks passed, and the calls didn't stop. We sent a rookie, Officer Daniels, to stake out the house one night. The call came in, right on schedule, but Daniels saw nothing, no noise, no lights, no fight. Just a silent house under the stars. Frustrated, we dug deeper. I ran the address through old records, and that's when it clicked. In the 60s, an old man named Walter lived at that same house. He'd been a quiet widower, known for keeping to himself. But he'd reported his neighbor back then, a guy named Frank, for beating his wife, Ellen. Frank got arrested, but when he found out Walter snitched, he lost it. Late one night, Frank stormed into Walter's house, same address, and beat him to death. Frank went to prison, Ellen moved away, and the house sat empty for years before Lisa and Tom moved in. The calls kept coming, every Wednesday, 2:30 a.m., like a clock ticking in the grave. Then Lisa showed up at the station, shaking, asking for a restraining order. Tom had been abusing her for years, she said, but always careful, never at 2:30 a.m., never when the calls came. It was like Walter's ghost was warning us, stuck in a loop, trying to save another woman from the same fate. I was floored. I'd never believed in the paranormal, but those calls weren't a prank. They were a plea. I asked Harold about it, half expecting him to laugh. He just looked at me, eyes like deep wells, and said, "Kid, in 20 years here, I've seen more paranormal than anyone living should." That old man. He's not the only ghost calling for help. I quit dispatching a year later. Some voices you can't unhear, and some houses never let go of the dead.